some experiences that can shape you in later life. So, for instance, consider a child who receives consistent love, care, compassion. Most of the times, these children grew up in kind people, and they are as well more secure in themselves. They
Yeah.
better in dealing with relationships. Conversely, a child who experiences neglect and or inconsistent caregiving uh, may develop an insecure attachment and just become an insecure a bit. So it's really fascinating how just by other people showing you love and secureness, it manifests in you becoming the same person. Whereas if you imagine, if you as a kid you come into your mum and you asking like, mom, can you help me with this, and she says, nah, I don't have time for it, automatically that little experience can result that you can't find a girlfriend because you can't trust anyone, or like, do you know what I mean? It's so deep rooted in your subconscious, and you have no idea what it has to do with you. And then another example is, for example, a child growing up in a supportive and stimulating environment where they are encouraged to explore, learn, and interact with others is more likely to develop traits such as curiosity, openness, and social skills. So that obviously helps with making friends in school and in the university, because you just developing those social skills by your mom being by your mom caring enough um, about you. And alternatively, a child raised in a restrictive or hostile environment may exhibit traits associated with anxiety, fearfulness, or aggression due to limited opportunities for socialization. So yeah, it's. I remember when I realized that, and that was at the very beginning of my self-development journey, that 95% of everything we do is run by subconscious mind. It just blew my mind, because I thought whatever happens when we were kids, it happens. We have a new chapter, and we work from there. And this is partially true, but all of these experiences have um, a huge amount of influence on how we behave right now. And I truly believe that that's a good lesson to, when you have kids or when you meet kids. Say, for example, I have nephew and niece, 14 and 9. I try to always lead by an example in a way, and I'm trying to be kind and caring, and I always show the love for them, because I know very soon, they're going to be adults, and all of these little experiences from me showing love going to manifest in what sort of people they're going to become.
No, it's really interesting because I feel that we can alter our environments to influence behavioral expression differently. So if you think about how your environment changes your genetic code in order to express it
Yeah.
different, not that it changes it, you just express it differently.
Yeah.
And I think that was a really interesting point that you made. And when I think about when we're tied to our genes and the way they interact with their environment, I think they produce unusual similarities in a way. And I think that if you think about it, I don't necessarily think it's by random chance. I think the rarer the occurrence of your gene, I think that's just shows how meaningful it kind of is within that line. If that makes sense. At least that's what I came to the conclusion of. So I think, yes, I think your environment will always change in the way in which it has an effect on you. But I do think there are the kind of the rarer the gene almost, the more significant it is in a way.
Could you elaborate on that a bit, please?
So like if you think about, if you look at genes that are kind of set more in stone, I feel that then they work more in deterministic ways, when in fact we operate more probable in a way, if that makes sense. So it's kind of the way I kind of broke it down in my research was that genes that or characteristics that you have, the more significant that they are to you, I found are more likely that they wouldn't be changed by your environment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think that they express themselves differently depending on what your environment is.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I found it.
Yeah, I see what I mean. And yeah, I guess I'm not that secure and safe talk about genetic, and because it's a very very deep topic, and we can make another episode talking just specifically about genetics, but it's very fascinating